I'm Nick Caruso, and you're watching This Week in Gear.
This Week in Gear is presented by Crown & Caliber, the smarter way to buy or sell a luxury watch.
We've waded through a ton of product news this week, and these are just a few of our favorites, including a new Luminox watch with Navy SEAL roots, 2 separate James Bond movie trailer gear spots, and Nike's newest high-intensity interval training shoe. Plus, we'll wrap up with a visit from outdoors and fitness writer Tanner Bowden so he can talk about some pretty great mail he received this week. First up, a Luminox Navy SEAL 3500 Gold. It's the latest limited edition, totally badass Luminox dive watch. It's super rugged and a direct homage to the US Navy SEAL's Special Ops Tactical Forces. The new version, hence its name, incorporates gold details which reference the SEAL's special warfare insignia. And the watch is seriously rugged and seriously robust. It's big, it's got a 45mm wide case, it's water resistant to 200 meters, and it's made of this carbon material called Carbonox that, aside from those gold highlights, has a matte finish. And it's the kind of material that's used in applications like this because it's super lightweight, it's super strong, and it's got a lot of scratch resistant properties. Inside the watch is a quartz movement that is accurate, reliable, low cost, and durable. And like other Luminox watches, the Navy SEAL 3500 Gold uses a perpetually glowing tritium tubes on the dial, so you can see it in presumably covert ops situations. Luminox says that the watches are officially licensed by the Department of the Navy and that active duty Navy SEALs had an input in the creation, so super cool. The watch is limited to a run of just over 1,600 pieces, and each one will cost $545.
This Week in Gear is presented by Crown & Caliber, the smarter way to buy or sell a luxury watch.
Last week, the first trailer for No Time to Die, the next James Bond film and the fifth and last starring Daniel Craig, dropped on YouTube, and unsurprisingly, the movie is very apparently going to be full of sweet, sweet gear. Thanks to some of our eagle-eyed spotters on the staff, we found a couple of things that prove 007 has pretty good taste. First, since the 90s, James Bond has rocked some version of an Omega watch. This time around, James is wearing a special piece that's unlike any Bond watch seen before. It's a 42mm Seamaster diver manufactured in full titanium. Now, Daniel Craig himself worked personally with Omega to help design this new Seamaster. It emphasizes lightness and a vintage-inspired sort of military-esque aesthetic with an old radium-style lume, this sort of black tropical dial that has a brown tone and a broad arrow marking on the dial and caseback, and there is no date window. Inside is an Omega 8806 movement, which is master chronometer rated. It features a coaxial escapement and 55 hours of power reserve. Now, in the movie, Bond wears the new watch on a mesh Milanese bracelet, but it's also available in real life on a special dark brown, gray, and beige NATO strap, so 2 options. What's really cool, though, is that the watch is not a limited release, which means it's the first time that a James Bond Omega product has seen full serial production. So the NATO strap MSRP is $8,100, and the Milanese bracelet equipped version will run you $9,200. In addition to the new Omega in the No Time to Die trailer, Bond is seen wearing this really great jacket that, given it's being worn by a super spy, is not as out of reach as you might expect. It's made by a company called Rogue Territory, which is a small batch denim brand based in Los Angeles, and it's called the Supply Jacket, and you can get one for $295. The Supply Jacket it's similar to a classic trucker jacket in look, but it also features a welted chest pocket and hand warmer pockets for added versatility in the field. And it's made of 10-ounce waxed canvas, which is ripe for some future patina, of course. And if being in a James Bond movie isn't enough to draw you in, you should know that the Rogue Territory Supply Jacket was also worn in the smash hit film Sharknado 3, and that has been confirmed by Rogue Territory's Instagram, so don't angry tweet me or something. The high-intensity interval training exercise trend just continues to grow, and in response, Nike is releasing its newest shoe, It's a workout shoe aimed right at HIIT exercisers called the Air Zoom Super Rep. It's the first in what will eventually become an expanded collection of workout shoes, but this one is specifically designed with interval training in mind. To design it, Nike studied the preferences of HIIT class attendees and discovered that they either prioritize support or cushioning, but not both. So they used both elements, strategically placed throughout the shoe, as the foundation of the new Air Zoom Super Rep. So what that means is that the shoe has separate areas of cushioning. They're connected by a plate that runs from the heel to toe and helps roll the foot back into a ready position after a movement. And the upper also provides added lateral support. It's kind of high. The Air Zoom Super Rep is going to be available for purchase on January 2nd, just in time for those New Year's resolutions to take effect. And then the next shoe in the Super Rep collection, called the Super Rep Go, will launch in April. The Go is a workout shoe designed for exercising at home or on the road, sort of a versatile one. And then next summer, the Super Rep Cycle will drop. It's designed specifically for indoor cycling classes. And now I'm going to turn it over to our staff writer, Tanner Bowden. He writes all about outdoors and fitness gear, and he's going to talk about a very special piece of gear that hit his desk this week.
It is the beginning of winter, so we're starting to think a lot more about skiing and snowboarding, and in that vein, we've got a cool backpack here from a Swedish brand called Klättermusen. I can't pronounce the name of this backpack, but I will try. It is the Ullblått backpack. This is a ski mountaineering backpack. So it's made a lot more for the uphill than it is necessarily for riding a chairlift at your local resort. It's got a lot of features for that specifically. So you've got an ice axe loop down here. You can stuff a climbing rope underneath the lid here. And you obviously have all these lash points all around the bag too. Some of my favorite things about this right off the bat are the lid opens up super, super wide, so you can just stuff tons of stuff in there. There's also inside, there's this cool little pocket for snow safety tools, avalanche tools, like your shovel, your beacon, and the handle of the shovel too. Also, there's a side access zipper right here. So you can just, if you've got this thing stuffed and you do have a rope on top, you can just open this up and you can get to like your coat or your lunch or whatever's at the bottom there. So that's also really nice. Actually, one of the coolest things about this backpack is the material that it's made out of. It is 100% recycled and undyed polyamide fabric with Kevlar reinforcements in it. So it's super lightweight and super tough. And it also, because it's not dyed, is totally white, which just makes this bag look very cool and super unique.